Hey, what's up, guys? So, I got a new clutch coming for this thing. But man, look at that body. That body looks so good. Like, I have not seen anybody, another RC body that looks identical to this. Now, I have seen something look pretty close. A buddy of mine, Hunter Parsons, just painted a couple up for Josh Fine, and they look really similar, kind of, just with the same colors, the yellow. But this one's not flames. It's just got these kind of green. I mean, you call that flame, but I don't know. But it just looks awesome, man. This is probably one of the nicer bodies I've had because I bought this one pre-painted by a individual. It was $100 to get it. And it's not even a body for a serpent, but I don't like the serpent bodies because I don't like they're high up here and they have a flare back here and they're real square boxy. Kind of reminds me of the old Agama Buggy. It just looks like a little fat kid out there. And that's a quote from Jason from Raw Speed. All right, guys, so I haven't cranked it up in a couple weeks. My mother, I'm sorry to inform you guys, but my mother's been diagnosed with esophageal cancer, so I'm not sure how much racing I'll be able to do this season because I will be up in Virginia visiting her and caring for her through her last, hopefully a year or two at least. Plus, I want to do some research on what it will take to get. She's so, her health is bad. She smoked nearly 60 years. So it's a tough time for me right now, guys. So if y'all could, any of y'all that are believers or whoever you do pray to, if you pray to anybody, just pray that my mother, that she makes it through this as best she can. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So anyway, all right, thanks for tuning in. This is Jason with RC Off-Road. I've abbreviated it to RC Off-Road from RC Off-Road Racing. I think it's just a little simpler to say. And yeah, guys. So, all right. So last time I ran this thing, it was running good. I did have a issue with it running on. And I couldn't figure it out for a while. And then, I seen somebody said, well, maybe the idle gap is too high. And, I'd been trying to tune it at the last time I had this out racing. And, when you got a clutch that's not working properly, you can have a hard time getting the idle right. You can have a hard time getting the tune right because the clutch ain't working correctly. Now, this one, I took it apart. I did put it back in there because it does work, but I'm waiting on a new clutch. I ordered it was like $50 almost. It's called I can't remember, guys. But it's a good, high quality 3-shoe aluminum clutch that's adjustable. Exo something, I think it's called. But we're going to get that installed on here because I know that this buggy just drives so much different than my other one. It's not the engine. This engine, it rocks. But it's got to be the clutch because it's like when I go off a jump, it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't want to fly true like my other one does. The other one just feels solidly planned. This one hits a jump and gets all wonky. I don't understand it. So, I've gone through everything. I've checked the kick up I have in the rear. I checked, that I got, that everything's free in the front. That, the diffs are all working properly. Bearings are good. I know typically for Nitro, you want the bearings to be as smooth as possible. So I may take this thing apart and clean these bearings and re-oil them. But these are NSK bearings, and they will last you forever. I don't know. I think you probably get 3, 4, 5 years out of the bearings. They're very, very high quality. They don't it's like a way harder metal. Like, I have never busted one of these NSK bearings, and I bought a roll of them like 4 years ago, and I've replaced some of them sometimes, and I just keep the ones I have because they're still smooth, not at all gritty, and and they still work. So I do think they might need to be oiled. But all right, guys, we're gonna crank this thing up. So like I was saying though, I ended up taking off the carburetor and setting the idle to 0.0, like 5 is where I've got like 0.5 millimeter. And now it's not running on, and now I can tune it properly, you know. So typically once you set your idle, you may have to adjust it a little bit, but you can put markings on the idle screw here. So I see where it's at right now. So I could put a marking right here with like something indicating that is at 0.5. So then I would know as a reference if I want to go to 0.5 of a millimeter, I would just turn it to fade, you know, to angle towards that mark I put. And then if I adjust it, you know, I will take the boot off and see what the gap hole is. And I might probably put a 5, 6, and up to 7 or 8 maybe hole. I don't think I would need an 0.8, or shoot, 0.8 of a mil. I don't think I would need a 0.8 of a millimeter idle gap. But so that was causing me a lot of trouble last time at the race. Also didn't have a starter box. I have finally got this starter box configured. I don't have any, this starter box is a little small for this, so this is an associated starter box. If you look down there, we got that much room to put a pin or something to hold it in place. And on the other side, unless it's centered, I mean, it's even less over there, but let me show you. It does work. Just make sure you get your front lined in there good. Okay, guys, so this thing runs on 4S. The starter box, and it's got plenty of power, and it starts this thing no problem. So I did have to modify my carrying case here. So I got this type of, like, I don't even know what kind of tape this is, but it's I don't know, but I use it to kind of make this this carrying case smaller. The other one, it normally would come out to about here. So I took this, kind of folded it over and put this tape around it with some glue and stuff to hold it on there extra good so it won't come out. There's no bottom on these. I don't know why they did that, because if you didn't have a case, it'd be a pain in the butt. But the battery stays in place input based on this carrying case I have. So, all right, guys, let me pause this a minute. I'm gonna get everything cut on, and we're gonna see how she cranks up. So here we go. All right, another thing before we get started, the fuel I've been using is the Ryan Blutz VP Pro Blend. I'm gonna say I don't think it's horrible, but I don't particularly care for it. I like the 30% race that's not Ryan Lutz, you know, 39, 30% nitro, 9% oil. But it does run it okay. It just seems like it's, the oil, I think the oil's thicker. I'm not sure what it is, but you know, I was recommended this. The guy who said, he said if I were to, because the other option I had at the track was the Ty Tessman fuel, and they said, hey, if you use that, you gotta use after run oil. You gotta, you know, blah 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 blah. So I just went with this, but I won't be getting this again. I will either, if the guy I've been getting it from probably has the Ty Tessman or this Ryan Lutz. So I'm gonna go with the Tessman fuel and see how that works. And I've got, you know, 3-in-1 oil that I can put down in there after each race just to make sure that we don't have any type of corrosion built up based on the fuel I'm running. So what y'all think of this body, guys? I think it looks sweet. All right, so far this engine Now look, this engine only has 2.45 horsepower at peak. I'm not sure what engine it's based off of, but it is a 3-port. It's a 21 XRB OS Max. It runs really good. So, all right, let's go ahead and get some fuel in it. I ain't got the glow starter on there, but it sounded like it was trying to start up. Like I could hear a little pop, 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 pop. But without the starter, it wouldn't. So, all right, we're gonna get the start on there. Let's see, I've got, yep, there's fuel in the line. I imagine it's gonna crank right up. It's about 80 today, so shouldn't have any issues with that. There's Fluffy. Hey, Fluffy. Excuse my voice, man. Look at this pollen, guys. I blew it off the driveway yesterday. God dang. We got a low spot in the driveway. I wish we had a drain right there. But anyway, it should have slanted. The whole thing should have been kind of slanted to slant off the driveway rather than collect in there. But listen to that thing idle, man. She'll idle for days. Of course, it's building up now, so I haven't hit the throttle at all. But I think it sounds pretty good, guys. I don't know what y'all think. Now to get this body to fit, I had to cut these holes. Turn this around real quick. So to get this body to fit, because number one, the way I had to mount it, because like I said, it's not for the SRX8, so I had to mount it a little more forward. That's why the hole, see, if you see up here, it's cut. It didn't need to even be cut up there. But it was kind of like a trial and error process. But the being that it's moved so much forward to this little recessed area under the body, that was for the throttle pull. And then I guess this was probably for where your horn is at, because I had to cut a hole to clear the horn's movement and to clear the throttle pulley. So it doesn't interfere though. And it looks good while doing it. So, all right, guys, let me get it cranked back up. We go take it for a spin, see what we think. All right, but I do got a new clutch coming from it for it. It's a 3-shoe aluminum, which is what I like, because our tracks tend to be pretty high grip during the race. Once we get to the race, usually they'll prep it overnight. It'll be wet in the morning. Then the sun will bake it in. It'll kind of come in, and we'll get a nice hard blue groove on most of the clay tracks in the area. All right, so hopefully I can do this. I'm not good at driving with one hand. This is a little big for my hand. See how far that, like, normally to touch the throttle. I can't even drive with one hand with this. But I don't know, we'll figure something out, because I want y'all to see it run. But this is what I'm going to be racing, I think. Next weekend, I think we got a race at Red Brush. If it ain't next weekend, it's the following race. And that's going to be my next race. But anyway, all right, guys, here we go. Definitely lots of smoke. The engine's getting up to temperature. I'm gonna go ahead and put it down. You take it on back there a little ways. I know I'm not catching the buggy in this thing too good. Normally I get somebody to help me, but what do y'all think? I think it doesn't sound quite right. I'm gonna run in a minute without the, I'm gonna cut the camera off, kind of make sure to get the engine warmed up and clear it out, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a camera, I got a camera or phone holder that I'm gonna set up back here so y'all can see it go up and down my driveway here. Cause it's really, it's opening up. I think the tune is pretty good for the weather. And listen to that idle, man. This thing will idle for days. All right, let me go get this thing real quick. Hold up.